Hey everyone, today's it is about when you put your hands under his shirt to feel his abs. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. Midoriya Izuku, you and Midoriya had been dating for almost a year now, and things were going great. You both had been through a lot together, fighting villains and owning your abilities at UA High School. But today, the two of you had decided to take a break from your busy schedules and just spend time together. You were sitting on the couch, your head resting on Midoriya's lap. As he ran his fingers through your hair, you looked up at him and smiled, admiring his handsome features, when suddenly you felt a strong urge to touch his abs, which you had never done before. You looked at him hesitantly, wondering if he would agree or if it was even okay to do so. He noticed your hesitation and gave you a reassuring smile. "What's on your mind, Wyon?" You took a deep breath and leaned forward, putting your hands under his shirt to feel his abs. Midoriya let out a small gasp, surprised by your sudden boldness. But he actually didn't stop you. Instead, he leaned back and closed his eyes. He was blushing, enjoying the feeling of your hands on his skin. You ran your fingers over his own abs, feeling the hardness of his muscles under your fingertips. "Wow, Midoriya, your abs are amazing," you said in awe. Midoriya opened his eyes and looked down at you, a smile playing on his lips. "Thanks, Wyon. I work hard to keep them in shape," he said, and the pride in his voice. You giggled and leaned up to give him a kiss, still running your fingers over his abs. Midoriya wrapped his arms around you, pulling you closer to him. You could feel his heartbeat quicken as your hands moved lower, inching closer to his waistband. But before things could go any further, Midoriya looked at you, and a look of concern appeared on his face. "Wyon, um, I'm sure that you're not ready for this, right? We don't have to rush things, you know," he said, his voice soft and caring. You smiled and leaned your head on his chest, feeling his steady heartbeat under your ear. "I'm sure. I know we don't have to rush things, but I'm okay with that. It's not that I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it either. I'm just okay with it, you know? And I trust you, Midoriya," you said, feeling safe and loved in his arms. Todoroki Shouto. You and Todoroki had been together for a few months now, and things were going well. He had always been a little bit reserved, but he had opened up to you over time, sharing his fears and hopes with you. You were lying in bed together, cuddled up under the covers, when you suddenly felt a strong urge to touch his abs. You had seen them before, and now you were just curious about how they would feel. You looked up at Todoroki, who was staring into space. Lost in his thoughts, you hesitated for a moment, wondering if it was okay to touch him like that. But then you decided to take a chance, and so you leaned over and put your hands under his shirt. Todoroki let out a small gasp, surprised by your sudden boldness. He actually didn't stop you, and closed his eyes, let out a deep breath. You ran your fingers over his toned abs. "Wow, your abs are really cool," you said in awe. Todoroki opened his eyes and looked at you. Um, thank you. I never knew they were that cool." You giggled and leaned up to give him a kiss. "They are actually." Todoroki then leaned down and hugged you tightly, kissing you on the lips. You were still running your fingers over his abs, completely surprised and in love with them. "You know, I might touch them more often. This was my first time, and honestly, I just know that it won't be my last." "That's my pleasure, Wyon." I would love it if it's not your last, actually. You giggled and leaned up to capture his lips in a soft, gentle kiss. It wasn't rushed, but you just wanted them to feel comfortable with you about everything and anything. Bakugou Katsuki. You and Bakugou had been together for a while now, and things were going great. And he was rough around the edges, but he honestly had a soft spot for you. He would do anything to make you happy. You were sitting on the couch together, watching TV, when suddenly you felt the urge to touch his abs. You had never done so before, but the thought had been on your mind for a while, and you decided to act on it. You looked over at Bakugou, who was focused on the TV screen, his eyes narrowed in concentration. You hesitated for a moment, wondering how he would react, but then you decided to take a chance. You leaned over and put your hands under his shirt, feeling his rock-hard abs under your fingertips. Bakugou let out a small gasp, completely surprised by what you did. You ran your fingers over his abs, feeling the definition of his muscles under your touch. Wow, Bakugou, your abs are incredible, you said, marveling at his physique. Bakugou opened his eyes, a small smirk on his lips. Damn right they are. I work hard for this body one, he said, his voice filled with pride. You giggled and leaned up to give him a kiss, still running your hands over his abs. He wrapped his arms around you, pulling you closer to him, his body heat enveloping you. As you kissed, Bakugou's hands moved to your waist, his fingers trailing up and down your back. You could feel his desire building, and you knew that you were both in the mood. But as you moved to take things further, he suddenly pulled away. Juan, we really don't have to rush things, okay? He said, his voice laced with concern. You smiled and leaned your head on his chest. I know, and we're not going to, Katsuki. He sighed in relief and pulled you into his arms once again, the smile playing on his lips. He leaned down to kiss you, his hands resting on your waist. As you kissed, you could feel the heat of his body against yours, and you knew that you had made the right choice in being with him. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye!